Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it is with my pleasure to give you all a walk around and tour of the new 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander SE PHEV. The Outlander PHEV is not necessarily a new trim level for 2025. In fact, you'd have to go back to the previous generation where it made its debut for the 2017 model year. As you might all know, the 2025 model year of the Outlander, as you can see, received a extensive refresh, but the PHEV variant is going to be carried over from last year. With that being said, usually in my reviews, I would start off with the exterior, then go to the interior, talk about cargo space, and then we go under the hood. But since it's an EV, we are going to start off with what's underneath here first, and then work around the vehicle. But with that being said, a huge thank you to Brandon Thomas Mitsubishi, which is a part of the Thomas Auto Group here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. As you can see, the key is going to be your traditional Mitsubishi key fob, and it's the newer one, as you guys can tell. You have your Mitsubishi emblem right here, followed by all your controls underneath. You have your lock, unlock, your trunk release, and your panic button. But anyway, starting things off here with the exterior, with the front of the vehicle, I should say, we are going to be taking a look at a very uniquely distinctive grille, as you can see here. You do have some chrome bits coming across here with your Mitsubishi emblem. You have Outlander spelled out across the hood. And when you pound a little bit, you do have that front radar cruise control and that front camera working together, so that way you won't get yourself into a frontal collision. And of course, this little radar system will depress the brakes, so that way it will come to a full stop before getting yourself involved in that frontal collision. You also have front parking sensors on this particular one here as well. And with that said, let's go ahead and see what's under the hood of the PHEV. Under the hood of the PHEV, we're taking a look at Mitsubishi's 2.4-liter MyVec 4-cylinder engine, which is going to be mated to 2 electric motors. It's a 20 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack, which is going to guarantee you up to 38 miles of electric range. On a DC fast charger, this vehicle can charge from 10 to 80% in about 25 minutes. If you use a traditional level 1 charger at home, it will take 8 to 10 hours, and a level 2 charge will take upwards of around 4 hours. With that being said, total combined system output is around 248 horses. Overall, pretty good for a vehicle like this, and as you can see, this is what the PHEV engine bay looks like, which is a little complex, but it doesn't look all that bad. And in addition to that, you do have your standard LED daytime running lights with your LED headlamps, as well as LED fog lamps down below. Checking out your wheels and tires on this one, we're taking a look at a set of Bridgestone Ecopia HL 422 Plus tires on 20-inch wheels. This measures 255 45R20s all the way around. Now, coming over to the door, this vehicle does have a smart key access system, allowing for easy access to the exterior as well as the interior. Because the hood was open, the vehicle is now unlocked, but if you want to lock the vehicle, just tap this button here. One beep will indicate locking, and the mirrors will fold in. And then to unlock the vehicle, just simply tap this button again. One beep will indicate unlocking, and the mirrors will fold back out. The exterior color of this one is finished off in white diamond, with a black leather interior with suede accenting. Coming over to the door panels, you can see you're going to have some soft touch material on top, as well as down here at the bottom. It is going to be coming with some white stitching coming across the dashboard right here, or across the panel right here, I should say, as well as down here as well. You're going to have an aluminum door handle. You're going to have your controls for your power mirrors, your power locks, your power windows, and your 12 window lockers right there. You have a little storage pocket right here in the door panel, as well as a small cup holder. Along with our smart key access system, the Outlander does come standard with push-button ignition. By having the key fob in your pocket or within the vehicle itself, just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. The Outlander PHEV does come standard with a fully leather-wrapped vacuum and power steering wheel with controls on the left as well as on the right sides. You also get paddle shifters on both the left as well as on the right sides for regen acceleration and all that stuff. To the left, you're going to have your controls for your audio system as well as controls for the instrument cluster, seat track right here, as well as your menu information here. On this side, you're going to have your cruise control settings, hands-free voice and telephone controls, as well as Mitsubishi's version of Nissan's ProPilot Assist system. Now, one of the main differences between the standard gasoline Outlander and the PHEV Outlander is that in the PHEV, you will get the smaller display like what we saw in the older Outlander, so anything from 2021 to 2024, whereas in this one here, you get the fully digital instrument cluster plus this, so you don't get the wider screen in the PHEV, whereas you do in the standard gasoline combustion engine version. But just wanted to point that out. With that being said, coming over here to our 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, as you can see, it does look really nice, and you have two main gauges. To the left, you have your charge, EV, and power information on the left. To the right, we're going to have our speedometer as well as our current speed. Right in the middle is your driver information center, which consists of our exterior temperature, current time, a compass, a picture of the vehicle for our lane departure warning system, audio state, what's playing on the audio right there, as you can see. Down there, it's going to have your ready, so that way you're able to drive the vehicle since it's charged up. And to the right, we're going to have our range to empty as well as our current odometer reading. We can tackle through a couple of different things here on this display via the steering wheel, and they include the following here, as you can see. We can also check out and look at our blank pages. We do have our information, which includes our average fuel economy, average driving distance, average fuel economy, elapsed time, as well as how much miles was used as the vehicle was last driven. You do have your tire pressure monitoring system. You also do have your super all-wheel control for your all-wheel drive system. You do have your energy flow, which is going to give you your information of how the battery is being distributed as far as the power is concerned. And then we have our drive battery temperature. We'll go back to this screen here. You will also have your manual reset 1 for your energy economy. As you can see, your average, energy economy history, fuel economy history, and your EV driving time ratio. You have your navigation, audio, your safety features, which include your blind spot information, forward collision warning, as well as lane departure warning. This, of course, will be for your lane departure, and then your traffic sign recognition. And then you do have your settings here, which consist of different things when we click on that, such as our driver assistance, personal display, eco mode setting, tire pressure monitoring system setting, our clock, vehicle settings, maintenance, customized display, unit and language, key link settings, as well as a factory data reset. And then back to our home screen right there. Now, like I mentioned, this one being the PHEV, we are getting the smaller display, but it does look really nice. It's an 8-inch setup here, and it does look very impressive. As you can see, we're taking a look at our audio right now, and it's going to show us what's playing on our station, which is right here in the middle. You can also have a picture of the station name and all that stuff to the right. To the left, you have your sources here, as well as your FM menu. Sources are going to consist of your AM, FM, and Sirius XM radio. Pretty cool to see. You have your station presets down here, and your sub-menus down here at the very bottom. You're going to have phone, you have AM, FM, and Sirius XM radio, as well as Bluetooth audio. Specifically, all these are going to be for all your audio settings, or not audio settings, but all your audio features that come with the vehicle, as well as USB 1. And you have general settings all the way over here on the far right. Now, with that being said, we can also go through this screen here, see some of these buttons here, which has your brightness adjustment here, seat track, audio, menu, map, camera, and a back button right there. So with that being said, let's go straight into our menu. And our menu here is going to be kind of a shortcut list of different things you can add on and all that stuff. You have home, notifications, search points of interest and address, call history. Your audio system is right there. To the right, you're going to have Sirius XM traffic, fuel prices, sports scores, and stocks. It's also going to show us your current forecast. And as you come over to the left side over here, you have your analog clock, your date of the week, as well as customized home menu there. Coming over to our map, as you can see here, this is going to be on the older system, not the older system, kind of the older display, but it's the updated version of what we see in the larger displays for 2025. Now, as you can see, it does look really, really good and well detailed, and as you can tell, it does look like they did their homework with this system here. You also have some areas right here that you can use for your navigation, which includes our points of interest, search for destinations. You can zoom in and zoom out as well as settings for your navigation. You can also search for destinations up here as well, which is pretty nice to see. With that being said, let's go back to our main screen here. And now let's go to our standard settings here. This is going to be a comprehensive list of different things you can enable, disable, change, and make it your own. And it's also going to allow you to learn more about the vehicle. So as you can see, you have connections, volume and beeps, clock, navigation, customized home menu, sound, customized audio sources, followed by Mitsubishi Connect, system voice, camera, others, system updates, and apps. Basically, it's kind of the same stuff like what we see in a lot of Nissan products, since this is technically based off of the Nissan Rogue. But anyway, starting things off here, we're going to go to our navigation settings here. That's going to allow you to go to things such as map settings, guidance settings, roof preferences, traffic info settings. You have safety guide settings and favorites. You also do have, when we arrow down, customize points of interest, adjust current location, predictable destination settings, as well as a factory reset. Coming down to our sound, of course, we can adjust our bass, treble, our balance, and fade, as well as our speed, compensated volume. You also do have your clock adjustment here, which you can adjust the format, the mode, the date format. You can even have it by an offset, as well as you can turn on and off that off-screen clock setting there. With that said, as we come over here to the other side, we do have our camera settings, which is going to allow us to go into our display. You have your apps here, which is going to consist of smartphone connection as well as notifications. And then you have others right here, which is going to be for your display, language, units measurement, keyboard type, and then a factory reset for this particular feature. And so with that being said, Mitsubishi Connect is going to be your app that you're going to be able to download on your phone, and it's going to give you information such as charging messages, vehicle data sharing, unit ID, as well as vehicle data transmission setting. So that's kind of the things that you'll expect on this screen, but you'll get into more detail if you do get the Mitsubishi Connect app on your phone when you purchase a new Mitsubishi vehicle. With that being said, come back over here. You can customize your home menu, as I showed you guys earlier, customize audio sources. When we click on that, you can drag any of these things down here and it will come down here as well. So overall, pretty cool to see. And that's just a look at the settings portion as well as the entire infotainment system in a 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. Now, before we move any further, this vehicle does come standard with a 1-speed transmission. Put into reverse, you do get that backup camera with guidance lines that does adjust when you turn the wheel. You also do have a 360 camera view right there, which is very nice. And as you can see, it even tells you if you're lined up properly with the parking line there, which is pretty nice. With that being said, coming down to here, you do have your air vents with your hazard light button in the middle. We do have our climate control functions down here. You have your dual zone setup here. You do have heated seats for the front and front passenger, front and rear defrost, your fan speed, fan positioning, recycling, and then this is for your airflow. You also do have your sync and AC controls right there. You have a wireless charging pad here, which I do suggest you put your phone in to test it as you start the vehicle up, so that way you will have to see if it will recognize it for you. However, you also have a USB-C and a USB port. You also have a indicator here to let you know that the vehicle is being charged using the wireless charging pad. You also have a not USB, but rather a power outlet right there, which is pretty nice to see. You do have that 1-speed transmission here. This is going to be for one pedal driving, which basically means all you're doing is it will control the brakes for you, I believe, and then this is just when you put it into motion, you can just drive the vehicle and do as you are supposed to do. And then you have your pure EV mode here, which brings us up to our screen. When we do that, you have save, charge, normal, and then just standard EV, which is pretty cool. You have your electronic parking brake here, auto hold, and then your different drive modes. So we're going to start things off here in power, which is what this is here. You have eco, normal, tarmac, gravel, snow, as well as mud. And keep in mind, this vehicle does have a ground clearance of about 8 inches, which is not too bad. You do have 2 cup holders here, and then coming to your glove compartment, decent amount of storage space inside, and don't mind that service sticker because this vehicle was serviced before it was put out on the lot. Now, coming over here to the seats themselves, this one being the SE, you're going to be getting a combination of both leather as well as ultra suede in here, which is very nice. And as you can tell, it does look rather comfortable, and overall, I really do like how this one looks. I also love the fact that you do have some nice side bolstering here with some stitching on both sides, and it does add a nice look to the interior, as you can see. And overall, Mitsubishi did a great job with it. Come over here to your glove box. It is dampened, not 9 wood, and it's not 9 wood felt. However, you do have a generous amount of storage space inside with all your booklets and manuals and stuff like that. You do have some soft touch material here, soft touch material here with some more of that stitching on the dash. You have this piano black material here, which does look nice, but keep a cloth in here if you don't want fingerprints to get all over it. And then you have your hard touch plastic material on top of here. You do have your mirror here. You do have controls here for your overhead lights, as well as your sunroof and your SOS for your roadside assistance. You also have a sunglasses holder here. And you also do have your standard lighting. You don't have LEDs. You're going to have your incandescent lighting in there. Coming over here, of course, you do have your sliding visor with a mirror, as well as another incandescent light right there. And then come over here to the left side. We do have our gauge dimmer switches. Open up the gas tank. Open up the area where you'll be charging your EV. Open up the tailgate, and then this right here is to turn the EV system off, as far as like plug it in and all that stuff. But overall, the PHEV Outlander is very impressive, and it does do a pretty good job of what it is capable of doing. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's check out the rest of the Outlander PHEV. That beeping lets you know the keys off detection of the vehicle. Coming into the back of the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, materials do fall through in this one, and it does look really, really nice. Now, this is kind of an interesting situation because you do have two seat pockets on both sides here, as well as on the front passenger side. However, you do have upper pockets right here as well here, so you have two upper pockets here and two upper pockets there for small items and stuff of that nature. You also do have, when you lift this middle piece up here and pull it down, you will get your powered armrest with two cup holders. And then you have rear air vents here with your storage and a USB-C and USB port at the very bottom. Fuel tank is right here. Coming into the back, as you can see, the Outlander does come standard with LED taillights, although this is not the clear one like what we see with the newer Outlanders. The PHEV gets the old style taillights, which honestly look very good. You have your Mitsubishi badge, Outlander badge there, as well as SE and PHEV badges in their respective places, followed by your parking sensors. And as you can see, it does open up automatically for you. Coming inside into the cargo area of the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, you have right around 11.7 cubic feet when you have the third row up, although I don't think this car actually has a third row. Most Outlanders do come with a third row, so that's why I'm saying you have 11.7 cubic feet of space with that third row up. If you were to fold down the second row or the third row, you'd actually be getting the amount of room that you're seeing here, which is around 35 cubic feet of space, which is not too bad. And then you can fold down the second row in two different ways. You can use those two tabs, one on this side and one on this side, to fold the seats out completely flat, or you can use this right here and here to fold down those second rows. However way you do it, you're still going to be getting around 65 cubic feet of space, which is all not too bad for a vehicle of this size. You do have a privacy cover here to put in place to hide your belongings and stuff of that nature. We do have our kit right here to put in our plug for the battery and some tools and all that in here. We do have a carpeted floor mat, and then underneath here is going to be where our third row is, and probably some extra space. So overall, not too bad. And when you're finished, just tap this button here, and it will close on automatically. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so here is the window sticker on our 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV SE. As you can see, everything that you see here is going to come standard with the vehicle. And then we come over here to optional equipment. We do have ourselves a couple of different packages and options, which includes our Mitsubishi Motors Confidence, Mitsubishi Connect subscriptions, and then we do have our options here. This one does have the white diamond paint for $595, the SE Tech package for $2,000, which includes our power panoramic sunroof, auto dimming rearview mirror, as well as Bose premium sound system with 9 speakers. Your cargo management system for 130, reversible cargo mat for 105, cargo tray illumination for 180, the tonneau cover for 215, the chrome hood emblem for 135, and the welcome package, which includes your touch-up pen, carpeted floor mats, vehicle manual reminder, console tray mat, as well as a cargo full liner for 225. Total with optional equipment comes in at MSRP is for $43,095. Total additional equipment comes in at $35,885. Subtotal is $46,680, and with a $15.95 destination handling charge, the total MSRP for this one comes in at just a smidge over $48,200 at $48,275. As you can see, this is what you'll be getting as far as your fuel economy when it comes down to your electricity and gasoline, as well as gasoline only is 26 miles to the gallon. Alright guys, so back in the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. It's a really fun vehicle once you get a chance to know it a little bit. And I'm glad they kept this trim around for 2025. As you can tell, it has made some changes and overall still looks really good. And I really like what I'm seeing here because basically it's the standard and same Outlander that we've come to know and like over the years, and this one is no different, as this is just a plug-in hybrid model. But with that being said, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this walk around and tour of the 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, finished off here in white diamond with a black leather interior. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.